blessed and wonderful good evening to one of all my viewers and subscribers here again at Malvern and St. John Adventure on my way to Hackleton Script. This is Malvern and St. John on my way to Hackleton Script, which is the third highest point in Barbados. So this road here will lead you back to Venture in St. John via Mount Tabor, Clearberry and Sherborne in St. John. This is the ruins here for the old Malvern Great House, which is now the Center for Complementary Medicine, which is run by Dr. Joan Cheeseman. And this is the old Malvern Plantation Sugar Factory here. So again, I'm in the beautiful countryside here in Barbados. This is the old Malvern Great House, which is known as the Center for Complementary Medicine. This road here will take you back to Edgecliff. This road here will take you back to Edgecliff via Martins Bay, St. John Parish Church, further up in St. John Parish Church, Edgecliff, Martins Bay, anywhere so you want to get to from this location here. And the Center for Complementary Medicine here, run by Dr. Joan Cheeseman. You see all back in St. John from here. Yeah. So heading towards Hackleton Script, which is bordering St. John and St. Joseph. So this is the Center for Complementary Medicine here that is run by Dr. Joan Cheeseman. She has an ad on the radio every morning. Well, I haven't listened to the radio lately, but on mornings like 7ish, 6:37, she will have a program on the radio. Well, she practices in here, Dr. Cheeseman. This road now will take you back into the parish of St. Joseph. So I'm on the border of St. John and St. Joseph, okay? This road will take you back to St. Joseph with Easy Hall. Easy Hall is in St. Joseph. Easy Hall and Blackman's and the Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School. This is the beautiful countryside. The Grantley Adams School, which was once West St. Joseph, can be accessed from this side, this road here. So anywhere in St. Joseph you want to get to is from here via Easy Hall and the Peg Farm. The Peg Farm, PEG, which is a modern, well-to-do farm. You got to pay to get in it though. I don't know how much you got to pay, but you got to pay, and they got a restaurant there. They got a book, the farmhouse restaurant. It's got a book, make a booking to get in there. So, yeah. Heading through to the cliff. No, I gotta be careful that them dogs up here don't bite me or bung at me. I don't have soft ears, so I gotta hope don't eat my foot. I hope the owner has the dogs tied for my sake. Anyhow, we'll walk down the road here. Walk up the road, sorry. So this is the beautiful countryside. here in Barbados. There's also the Scotland district. So another thing about St. John is the parish here in Barbados which most of the white Barbadian population originated from. St. John is the parish in which most of the white Barbadians originated from. The most noted ones, first of all, the white Barbadians, their ancestry began in Scotland and Ireland, who came down as indentured servants back in the 1600s, 1617 and 1800s. White Barbadians, some of them, depends on the class, we refer to them as poor whites or Ekibekis. And the most noted white Barbadians are, I will start with now deceased Sir Charles Othniel Williams, known to many Barbadians as Cow Williams because of his initials, C-O-W. He is the one that owns C.O. Williams Construction Company in Barbados and in certain countries in the Caribbean. He and his brother Ralph Busy Williams are well-known entrepreneurs in Barbados, white entrepreneurs from St. John. Pastor of and founder of the People's Cathedral, Pastor Emeritus Holmes Williams, is also, well, he's dead too. He was also a white Barbadian from St. John. Get out to be like Jack in the Box, you know. He is also a well-known white Barbadian from St. John. He was a famous pastor in Barbados. He was known to be the Billy Graham of the Caribbean, Holmes Williams. He was something, or was supposed to be something like Pastor Billy Graham, evangelist. Holmes Williams was the founder of the People's Cathedral, as well as the Goddards that own the Goddard Group of companies. The Goddard Group of companies like Courtesy Garage in Wildy, which is the agent for Nissan vehicles in Barbados. They are well-known white Barbadians. They have a lot of companies in Barbados, the Goddard Building and the Goddard Group of companies. They are well-known white Barbadians. It's a Goddard, they are Goddards. They own Goodyear tires as well. So the Goddards are not just one person. There are more than one person, family. The families, brothers, sisters, father. Years ago, the Goddard, the old man, the founder of the whole firm, used to be a speculator, buying goat and sheep years ago. They founded the Courtesy Garage in Wildy, which is now the agents for Nissan and Hyundai vehicles in Barbados. The Goddards founded that company in 1922. Courtesy celebrated their 100th anniversary in 2022. Also, Sir Kiffin Simpson, the guy who owns Simpson Motors, which is the agents for Suzuki vehicles. Simpson Motors specializes in Suzuki vehicles. They are now specialized in Isuzu, Chevrolet, Mercedes-Benz, and they have another brand of Shanghai or something so. Simpson is the founder of that company, as well as the Sol gas stations in Barbados and in mostly the Eastern Caribbean. Sir Kiffin Simpson is another white Barbadian, and Professor Henry Fraser, who was a doctor and a lecturer at university, whose mother was a postmistress here in St. John, and his father was a part of the parochial church council. They are well-known white Barbadians from St. John as well. They have a few white Barbadians in Martins Bay, St. John as well, at the shop. I have have a lot down there. So those would be the poor ones, what would be considered poor. Some of them have migrated, some of them stay in the parish, and some of them are hardly seen. But St. John is the parish where most of the white Barbadians originated from. I'm heading to Hackleton's Cliff, which gives awesome views. Well, it may not give the entire East Coast, but it will give a good majority of the northeastern side of the coastline. I'm in the east of the island, by the way. So I'm heading to the cliff. You gotta be careful of these dogs at this house over here don't bite me or bang at me or nothing so. So Hackleton's Cliff extends over to St. John Parish Church, which is to the other side of the cliff. So Hackleton's Cliff borders St. John and St. Joseph. Some people may argue that this part of the cliff is in St. John, is in St. Joseph, but it's on the border of the two parishes. You will be treated to some lovely views when we get there. So for those of you who haven't seen this one before, well, stay tuned. You will like the lovely views that you are going to see when I get there. But as I said before, Hackleton's Cliff is the third highest point in Barbados. So I miss all these empty, lonely roads. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. People always say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't have nothing on me to fight off. These dogs have to come to me. To the cliff. Now to make my way to the cliff. So this area is known as Malvern in St. John. So Hackleton's Cliff is another tourist-friendly area, tourist-oriented area. I'm now reaching there. I ain't fully there yet, but I'm getting there. Can see how peaceful and quiet out here is. Out here is peaceful and quiet. This can also be a pathway to lead you down from the cliff, down the track to lead you down to the east coast. So I've now reached the cliff. This is the cliff. You will see why it is called the cliff shortly. So this is all the cliff. The bench here where persons can sit and relax and enjoy the scenery. And ta-da! Look, the view right here. Sorry guys, East Coast. I'll show you guys a more proper view when we get to the top of the cliff. Hackleton's Cliff Community Park, where beauty meets serenity. The contribution box that you can put in to the upkeep of this tourist attraction. And it says here beneath your feet are 3 burial vaults containing the remains of the Hackleton, Foster, Cox, and Culpeper families, dating from circa 1685. Please spare them a thought as you gaze at the spectacular view of our East Coast and treat this area with respect. From church burial registers and various publications, it is believed that the following persons are interred in these vaults: Mistress Thomas Foster before 1685, Mr. Thomas Foster in 1685, Thomas Hackleton circa 1690, Isaac Top Foster 1775, Margaret Cox 1793, Alexander McLean 1793, Elizabeth Harbin Harper 1795, and James William Cox 1795, and Mary Waters 1826. So this is the top of the cliff. And again, ta-da! Beautiful East Coast. See? Southeasterly. And this is the vault here where the persons are buried. See how beautiful this scenery is? See? See how beautiful it is? Now that I have my new phone, I can actually zoom in clearly and see all the way to St. Joseph and St. Andrew. can see Chalky Mount St. Andrew, the sleeping giant. The name sleeping giant came about because of its resemblance to the giant laying on its back with a leaf formation or something so in its mouth. You can see all of the Springfield and St. Elizabeth and St. Joseph as well. I thank you for your time now, guys, and have a blessed evening. It's standing at St. John here, and look all down into St. Joseph and see the bus coming up the hill. The Scotland side of the island. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? If you think it is lovely, say so on the comments. Comment and say, it is lovely. The bus coming up from Bathsheba on the east coast. Cliff here. Hey. Alright.
You okay?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, yeah.
Hackleton's Cliff.
That's where we are, like down there, look.
Here in St. John. Storage country in Georgia. Just like me. So, have a blessed evening, guys, and thanks for watching.